The air was thick with anticipation on the set of The Kelly Clarkson Show, a vibrant stage known for its warm, inviting atmosphere and Kelly's signature charm. Fans tuned in expecting the usual mix of heartfelt moments, celebrity banter, and perhaps a song or two. But this episode would take an unexpected turn, one that would ripple across social media and news outlets for days. Jenna Bush Hager, the beloved co-host of Today with Hoda Jenna, stepped onto the set with her characteristic enthusiasm, ready to share stories and laughter. She was there to promote her latest book and discuss her experiences as a journalist and mother. The audience, both in the studio and at home, had no reason to suspect anything other than a light-hearted exchange. Kelly Clarkson, fresh off her latest album release, was in high spirits, her infectious energy setting the tone for what seemed like a routine interview. The two women had crossed paths before, their shared Texas roots often a point of connection, and their chemistry had always been warm and engaging. Yet, beneath the surface, subtle tensions were brewing, unnoticed by the audience but palpable to those close to the production. As the cameras rolled, the conversation began innocently enough, with Kelly asking Jenna about her book and her life balancing motherhood and a high-profile career. Jenna responded with her trademark candor, weaving personal anecdotes with humor. But as the discussion deepened, a seemingly innocuous comment from Kelly about the challenges of parenting in the public eye sparked a shift. Jenna's smile faltered, her eyes narrowing slightly, as she interpreted the remark as a subtle jab at her privileged upbringing. The audience, still unaware of the undercurrent, chuckled along, but those familiar with bodied language could sense the shift. Jenna's posture stiffened, and her responses grew sharper, laced with a defensive edge. Kelly, ever the professional, tried to steer the conversation back to lighter territory, but the damage was done. The exchange that followed would later be described as a masterclass in how quickly a live TV moment can spiral. Jenna, feeling cornered, countered with a pointed remark about Kelly's own public struggles, referencing her highly publicized divorce. The studio fell silent for a split second, the audience catching their breath as Kelly's face registered surprise. It was a bold move, one that veered dangerously close to personal territory. The producers, watching from the control room, exchanged nervous glances, aware that the segment was teetering on the edge of chaos. Kelly, known for her quick wit, attempted to diffuse the tension with a laugh, but her eyes betrayed a flicker of irritation. The conversation continued, but the warmth had evaporated, replaced by a careful dance of words as both women navigated the unexpected drift. Social media began to buzz as viewers at home picked up on the awkwardness, with posts on X capturing the moment in real time, some praising Jenna's boldness, others criticizing her for crossing a line. The segment ended abruptly, with Kelly announcing a commercial break, her voice clipped. As the cameras cut away, Jenna stood, thanked the audience, and exited the stage, leaving a stunned crew and a murmuring crowd. Backstage, the atmosphere was electric with whispers of what had just transpired. The confrontation, though brief, was enough to ignite a firestorm of speculation. Was it a misunderstanding blown out of proportion, or had there been simmering tensions between the two women all along? The internet erupted with theories, from personal grudges to professional rivalry, as fans and critics alike dissected every word and gesture. This moment, captured in just a few minutes of airtime, would become one of the most talked about TV moments of the year, a testament to the unpredictable nature of live television and the complex dynamics of celebrity interactions. The aftermath of Jenna Bush Hager's abrupt exit from The Kelly Clarkson Show was nothing short of a media frenzy. News outlets scrambled to piece together the full story, while fans flooded social media platforms like X with clips, memes, and hot takes. Some called it the storm-off, others a dramatic walkout, but all agreed it was uncharacteristic of Jenna, known for her polished and affable demeanor. The incident occurred during a segment meant to highlight Jenna's new book, a heartfelt exploration of family and legacy. Kelly, ever the empathetic host, had probed Jenna about the challenges of raising children under public scrutiny, a topic both women could relate to. But what began as a shared moment of vulnerability quickly escalated when Jenna perceived Kelly's question as dismissive of her experiences. "Not everyone has the same resources to navigate those challenges," Jenna had said, her tone sharp, hinting at Kelly's success as a global superstar. The audience, initially oblivious, began to sense the tension as Kelly's smile tightened, her response measured but firm. "I hear you, but I think we all face our own battles, no matter where we come from," Kelly replied, attempting to bridge the gap. Yet, Jenna's next comment, a pointed reference to Kelly's personal life, crossed a boundary that live TV rarely sees. The exchange was brief but loaded, with both women maintaining a veneer of professionalism while the undercurrent of frustration was unmistakable. As the segment cut to commercial, Jenna's decision to leave the set was swift, her expression unreadable as she walked past the crew. Backstage, sources reported a flurry of activity, with producers rushing to manage the fallout. Kelly, visibly shaken but composed, returned after the break to continue the show, making no mention of the incident. The moment was dissected endlessly online, with some viewers praising Jenna for standing her ground, while others felt she overreacted to an innocent question. Posts ranged from supportive to scathing, with hashtags like #JennaVs.Kelly and #TalkShowDrama trending within hours. Media outlets, citing unnamed sources, speculated about prior tensions, though no concrete evidence emerged. Some suggested that Jenna, under pressure from her demanding schedule, may have been more sensitive than usual, while others pointed to Kelly's direct interviewing style as a potential trigger. The truth, as is often the case, likely lay in a combination of factors of miscommunication, high emotions, and the pressure of live television. What was clear was that the incident had struck a chord, resonating with audiences who were both shocked and captivated by the raw, unscripted moment. For Jenna, the walkout was a rare lapse in her carefully curated image, raising questions about how she would address the controversy. For Kelly, it was a test of her resilience as a host, navigating a public relations challenge while maintaining her show's upbeat vibe. The incident, though fleeting, became a case study in how quickly a moment can spiral into a cultural phenomenon. As the dust settled, the narrative around the confrontation began to take shape, fueled by a mix of eyewitness accounts, media speculation, and fan reactions. The Kelly Clarkson show, known for its feel-good vibe, had never seen such a public clash, and the incident left producers scrambling to control the narrative. Jenna Bush Hager's exit was not just a moment of drama but a rare glimpse into the pressures of live television, where every word and gesture is scrutinized. Sources close to the production revealed that the segment had been planned as a straightforward interview, with no indication of potential conflict. Kelly's question about parenting in the spotlight was meant to foster a relatable discussion, drawing on her own experiences as a mother navigating fame. However, Jenna's response suggested she felt judged, perhaps misinterpreting Kelly's tone as condescending. The escalation was swift, with Jenna's mention of Kelly's divorce catching everyone off guard. The comment, though not malicious, touched a nerve, given Kelly's openness about her personal struggles. The audience's reaction was mixed as some gasped, others whispered, and a few applauded, unsure if the exchange was scripted or genuine. Kelly, a seasoned performer, maintained her composure, but her quick pivot to a commercial break signaled the need to regroup. Jenna's departure from the set was not televised, but crew members later described it as abrupt, with Jenna offering a polite but curt farewell before leaving. The moment sparked immediate debate. Was Jenna justified in feeling attacked, or had she overstepped by bringing Kelly's personal life into the conversation? On X, fans were divided, with some praising Jenna's authenticity and others criticizing her for what they saw as an overreaction. Media outlets, eager for clicks, ran sensational headlines, with phrases like heated clash and walkout shocker dominating the coverage. Behind the scenes, both women's teams worked to manage the fallout, with statements emphasizing mutual respect and chalking the incident up to a misunderstanding. Yet, the public's fascination persisted, driven by the rarity of seeing two beloved figures at odds. The incident also raised broader questions about the pressures of celebrity culture, where personal and professional lives are constantly under scrutiny. For Jenna, the moment was a reminder of the challenges of navigating her public persona, while for Kelly, it underscored her ability to handle unexpected challenges with grace. The confrontation, though brief, became a talking point that transcended the show, highlighting the delicate balance of authenticity and professionalism in the world of daytime TV. The media storm that followed the confrontation showed no signs of slowing, as outlets and fans alike dissected every angle of the incident. Jenna Bush Hager, typically seen as approachable and relatable, faced scrutiny for her decision to leave the set, with some questioning whether it was a calculated move for attention or genuine reaction to feeling disrespected. Kelly Clarkson, meanwhile, was praised for her professionalism, though some wondered if her direct questioning style had inadvertently provoked the clash. The episode, which aired live, was quickly uploaded to streaming platforms, allowing viewers to rewatch and analyze the exchange frame by frame. Clips circulated on X, with users zooming in on subtle cues saw Jenna's clenched jaw, Kelly's raised eyebrow, the audience's uneasy laughter. Commentators noted that the tension likely stemmed from a cultural disconnect, with Jenna's privileged background clashing with Kelly's self-made narrative. The parenting question, innocuous on the surface, may have triggered deeper insecurities, particularly for Jenna, who has often spoken about the challenges of carving out her own identity in the shadow of her family's legacy. Kelly's response, while diplomatic, carried a hint of defensiveness, as if she felt her own struggles were being minimized. The exchange was a perfect storm of miscommunication, amplified by the live setting and the pressure to perform. Off-air, both women reportedly reached out to each other, with sources claiming they exchanged apologies and agreed to move past the incident. However, the public narrative was less forgiving, with tabloids painting the clash as a full-blown feud. X-posts ranged from humorous memes to earnest defenses of both women, with some users arguing that the incident was overblown and others insisting it revealed deeper tensions. The Kelly Clarkson show's ratings saw a spike, as curious viewers tuned in to see if the drama would continue in subsequent episodes. Meanwhile, Jenna returned to Today with Hoda Jenna, where she addressed the incident briefly, calling it a moment of misunderstanding and praising Kelly's talent and warmth. Kelly, for her part, avoided dwelling on the controversy, focusing instead on her show's positive mission. The incident, though resolved privately, remained a hot topic, with late-night hosts and comedians weighing in with their own takes. It was a reminder of how quickly a single moment can dominate the cultural conversation, especially when it involves two high-profile figures known for their authenticity. The confrontation, while uncomfortable, offered a rare window into the human side of celebrity, where egos, emotions, and expectations collide under the bright lights of live TV. The public's fascination with the Jenna Bush Hager-Kelly Clarkson confrontation revealed much about the dynamics of daytime television and the expectations placed on its stars. Both women, known for their relatability, were thrust into an unfamiliar role, adversaries in a public drama. For Jenna, the incident was a departure from her carefully curated image as a cheerful, down-to-earth journalist. Her decision to walk off the set, though brief, was seen by some as a bold stand against perceived judgment, while others viewed it as an overreaction that undermined her professionalism. Kelly, meanwhile, faced her own scrutiny, with some fans questioning whether her probing questions were too personal, even for a host known for her candid style. The clash highlighted the delicate balance of maintaining authenticity while navigating the expectations of a live audience. Behind the scenes, the production teams for both The Kelly Clarkson Show and Today with Hoda Jenna worked overtime to manage the fallout, issuing statements that emphasized mutual respect and downplayed any lasting conflict. Yet, the media narrative thrived on the drama, with outlets like TMZ and People running detailed recaps and soliciting expert opinions on body language and tone. On X, the conversation evolved into a broader discussion about the pressures of celebrity interviews, with some users defending Jenna's right to set boundaries and others praising Kelly's ability to keep the show on track. The incident also sparked debate about the role of personal questions in talk shows, with some arguing that such topics are fair game and others insisting they can cross ethical lines. For viewers, the confrontation was a rare glimpse into the unscripted side of television, where polished personas can crack under pressure. Jenna's return to Today saw her addressing the incident with humor, acknowledging the awkwardness while reaffirming her admiration for Kelly. Kelly, ever the consummate professional, used her platform to pivot to lighter topics, though she subtly acknowledged the incident by emphasizing the importance of empathy in interviews. The clash, though resolved, left a lasting impact, with both women emerging as more complex figures in the public eye. It was a reminder that even the most polished TV moments are shaped by human emotions, and that the line between relatability and vulnerability is razor thin. As the story continued to circulate, it became clear that the confrontation was less about a personal feud and more about the challenges of navigating fame, authenticity, and public perception in real time. The cultural impact of the confrontation extended beyond the immediate media cycle, sparking conversations about the nature of live television and the pressures faced by public figures. Jenna Bush Hager and Kelly Clarkson, both seasoned media personalities, were no strangers to the spotlight, yet their clash revealed how even the most experienced stars can be caught off guard. The incident was a case study in how quickly a moment can escalate, particularly when emotions are raw and the cameras are rolling. For Jenna, the walkout was a rare misstep, one that prompted reflection on how she handles criticism and public perception. Her decision to leave the set, while impulsive, was rooted in a desire to protect her narrative, a choice that resonated with some fans who saw it as a stand for authenticity. Kelly, meanwhile, demonstrated her resilience, steering the show back to its upbeat tone despite the awkwardness. The incident also highlighted the role of the audience in shaping these narratives, with ex-users amplifying every detail and turning the moment into a viral phenomenon. Media outlets leaned into the drama, with some framing it as a clash of egos and others as a misunderstanding born of cultural differences. The truth, as always, was more nuanced, with both women navigating the pressures of their respective platforms. Jenna as a journalist with a famous last name, Kelly as a superstar-turned-talk show host. The confrontation also raised questions about the format of daytime talk shows, where personal anecdotes are currency but can easily backfire. For producers, the incident was a reminder of the risks of live TV, where unscripted moments can define a show's legacy. Both Jenna and Kelly emerged from the incident with their reputations intact, though not without scrutiny. Jenna's openness about the misunderstanding on Today helped to humanize her, while Kelly's professionalism reinforced her status as a beloved host. The clash, though fleeting, became a touchstone for discussions about authenticity, vulnerability, and the fine line between personal and professional in the public eye. It also underscored the power of social media to amplify and distort, turning a brief exchange into a cultural moment. As the weeks passed, the incident faded from headlines, but its lessons lingered, reminding viewers and stars alike of the unpredictable nature of live television. The long-term fallout from the confrontation was less about the incident itself and more about what it revealed about the evolving landscape of daytime television. Jenna Bush Hager and Kelly Clarkson, both fixtures in the industry, represented different facets of the modern talk show host. Jenna, the relatable journalist with a famous lineage. Kelly, the superstar with a knack for connecting with audiences. The clash, though brief, exposed the challenges of maintaining authenticity while performing for a live audience. For Jenna, the incident was a learning experience, prompting her to reflect on how she responds to perceived slights in the public eye. Her subsequent appearances on Today were marked by a renewed focus on positivity, with subtle nods to the controversy that showed her willingness to move forward. Kelly, for her part, leaned into her strengths as a host, using humor and empathy to navigate the aftermath. The Kelly Clarkson Show continued to thrive, with the incident becoming a footnote in its otherwise stellar run. On X, the conversation shifted from the drama itself to broader discussions about the pressures of fame, with users debating the ethics of personal questions in interviews and the role of social media in amplifying conflict. Media outlets,